hardafseltzer.com. Get some 8% seltzer shipped right to your house. The peach, the lemon lime, the strawberry shortcake, and the blue raspberry. No carbs, no sugars, no gluten if you give a shit about that. We are live in over 100 stores in Tennessee. More just opened up. Go to hardafseltzer.com today and check your store locator or order them right to your house.
Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
Yeah, welcome to Drinkin' Bros. Kids, we're back from Miami. D'Anthony Holloway threw out the first pitch at the Miami Marlins game Friday night. Took a flight back for one of the biggest guests you guys have ever requested over the years, and it's Big Jay Oakerson.
Really? That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Dude, our fan base loves you.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely loves you. We've been hammered with requests over the years, and I'm like, look, Jay's a fucking busy guy. I follow you on Instagram. Yeah. Your schedule's intense.
We were
dude.
supposed to link up at Skankfest, the last one, but we ended up having to be somewhere else. I don't remember where it was. What was that, May last year?
You were shooting hogs out of a helicopter somewhere with somebody in some events for
in Dallas.
Veterans.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. That was
like Nam.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
We were out shooting pigs in Nam.
Well, you know, pig. I've had just about enough out of the pig community.
Same.
Yeah.
So
they've had it too good for too long.
Yeah.
They really have. I was at a carnival yesterday for my kids' school, and there were some baby pigs out there, and they're letting the kids hold them and pet them and stuff like that. And I'm like, why are you doing this?
I've never been into odd pets. Like, there's no way you can make a pig seem cute to me.
What about a raccoon?
No, I see the cartoonish picture you see in your head of a raccoon is adorable, but they're vicious little monsters.
Well, see, here in Texas, you can buy any animal you want. So there's an industry here where they domesticate animals like that.
Really?
So you can get there's a place about an hour and a half.
There's no rules on pets here?
No.
I mean, there are rules, but it's Texas, so we don't
soft
really do that,
air
right?
quotes on that, but buddies of ours have giraffes. Marcus Luttrell, lone survivor. He's got giraffes, zebras.
He's got everything.
Yeah, he's got everything in his house.
Kudu, all kinds of stuff. But
does he have the land for it? Or is it just like around his house?
Yeah,
like
he's got a big
Ventura.
ranch.
Yeah. Oh, dude, but you can just walk around and pet them and stuff, and then they've got it's like an 18-bedroom kind of Airbnb sitch where you can bring your kids out there, pet the animals and everything, and it's all. No security.
There's also more tigers.
Liability insurance on that has to be something.
Yeah, no shit. There's more tigers in captivity in Texas than there are anywhere else in the world. And I don't mean in captivity. I mean total tigers.
Really?
Yeah. Just walking around in people's apartments and shit down in Houston.
It's because of, it's Joe Exotic, right?
Yeah,
Texas.
He was in Oklahoma, but it's
the last place you can carry a 6-shooter on your hip.
Oh, bro.
And no one thinks you're crazy.
So Florida signed, DeSantis this morning signed constitutional carry bill in Florida, and now a majority of states in the U.S. you can carry pretty much anywhere you want.
Really?
Yeah, and
I think New York just lightened up.
Did they really?
Yeah, but only because the Supreme Court made them a little bit. That's the only reason. They're not choosing to do that shit.
Yeah. I remember when Plaxico Burress shot himself in the thigh in that nightclub.
I thought it was the dick.
Back in the day.
Same thing.
Shot his whole dick off, that's what I heard.
Thigh.
Maybe that's what made him faster. Dude. Yeah, I was going to say.
Where do you live?
Dick, thigh, his abs. I live in New York City.
Oh, nice. So have you been hit with the tree cum here yet? There's pollen everywhere, and everybody's sounding kind of fucked up. You sound pretty good so far.
I'm doing all right. I just came back from L.A. where it hit me hard out there, so maybe I'm adjusting and pounding meds. That's my Jewish half. It comes with allergies.
How is L.A. these days? I haven't been in a few months. And
it was raining the whole time I was there.
Was it really?
Yeah, I was only there for like 4 days.
So it probably washed the homeless off the streets, so you probably saw less of it when you were there.
Yeah, I didn't see too much homeless issue. I was just in Spokane, Washington this Friday and Saturday, and their homeless situation is funny because everyone looks freshly homeless. So it's a head fake.
Yeah.
I'd lend my lighter and give a cigarette to a lot of people, and as they got the 5 feet closer, you're like, oh, you're a mess. I thought you were just a passerby, like hippie kid.
When you start off as homeless, like the first few weeks, you're going to be fine. Nobody's really going to notice.
Probably hard to get money.
And then it kicks in after that, where it's just beard starts growing out of control. You stink.
Well, you know what you should do? We should.
When you see a homeless woman too, or particularly a homeless young girl with a guy,
yeah,
she loves that guy, or she loves the heroin he provides because she can get a place to stay.
Oh, fuck yeah.
There's some nerd who will just be like, sure.
Oh, and we've all talked about this on the show before, but it's also a kink to bring one of them home, wash them up, give them a nice house and all that stuff,
like
and try to domesticate them.
My Fair Lady? Is that what that is?
I think we should start a consultancy.
What is this shower you got? Why are you speaking Cockney?
We need to start a consultancy where we make new poor look more poor. For efficiency's sake.
Yeah.
Like, we'll dirty you on up. We've got a whole trailer full of clothes out here. You're good.
You can go to the Halloween store and get like the hobo dirt to put on your face.
Pop it all over your face and you're good to go.
Yeah. As new homeless are dressed like old-timey homeless.
Oh, yeah.
They have, like the hat with the top is off of it.
They look like the fucking Newsies and shit.
Holding a can of beans.
There was a cop in Wilmington. I don't know if you remember this story, but most people are okay with the homeless unless you're faking it, like you were just saying.
Sure.
And this one woman faked being pregnant outside of a Chick-fil-A in Wilmington.
Really?
And every time we would drive by her, because it's a small town, you'd be like, God damn it, that doesn't look real. But you can't say anything. Who's going to say you're not pregnant, you're a liar?
Well, especially at Chick-fil-A, because they don't do abortions there.
They sure
you know
don't.
What I mean, if you're going to post up somewhere and try to get charity money for pregnancy, that's the place to go.
Because that's Jesus chicken.
Well,
and, yeah.
Merman.
I don't know if this has ever actually happened in some capacity. There's got to be a story about it. But me and Godfrey, the comedian Godfrey in New York, used to always make the joke, like, you never want to, because they always have a story. It's like if there's the homeless guys who'd be there all the time, you kind of know, like, this guy I think's got a house.
Yeah.
So sometimes I slip and talk about the motorcycle in his backyard. He also might just be crazy.
Yeah.
But we would say, you never want to give a guy, it's like, hey, man, here's $1. And he just puts it in the top of a lid and goes, 1 million. And we did it. $1 million. Give that guy
He's got like a big whiteboard and he colors in the last spot. Like, we reached our goal for today, folks.
Patrice O'Neill, years ago, made us laugh outside. There was a homeless guy who came up. I don't remember him being there a lot. He was like a new guy, and he came in and he had no tops of 100% of his fingers. And
like
thumbs.
that dude from Game of Thrones who got his fucking fingers
just
chopped off.
It was, everything was there. Yeah. Patrice is calling him the headliner of the homeless. They said he's in the back waiting, and they bring him out, and he goes, hey, everybody, have a tough life, in between jobs, family left me, I'm pretty broke. And they go, all right, you got to wrap it up. And he goes, all right, guys, before I get out of here, hey. And it was like, oh, shit. Yeah. It's so you can't not give a guy like that money. And also, where do you put the money?
That's true. And
change isn't going to work. Change, he's got to
It's not. You got to clench it.
Eventually, he's going to have to flip that over to get into the pocket.
Yeah. So you got to kind of stack it, I think.
He had the baby nubs, and maybe you can just put them in there.
Stick it between the nubs.
I don't know. My dog seems to be able to hold a fucking bone between his hands like this.
Yeah,
I'm giving this guy too much credit.
Yeah, but he can't pick up change, so that's a good point, I guess.
Maybe. There was that one-armed guy in the NFL who was doing all right for about 3 or 4 years. So, you know.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was his name?
Shaquem Griffin.
That's it. Yeah,
UCF,
Shaq Griffin. Yeah. Oh, he's a UCF guy. Of course he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he lose his arm in that national title?
Was that in the title game?
Yeah, it was against Auburn.
He played in the NFL?
Oh yeah, played for the Seahawks for probably 3 or 4 years, and his brother got drafted as well.
There's got to be somebody making themselves feel good with that pick, because was he legit good?
Oh, dude, I'm gonna bring you back in time. I don't know how old you are, but I'm gonna take you back to Jim Abbott, friend. Do you remember him?
Yeah, but Jim Abbott threw a no-hitter.
The one-arm pitcher who threw a no-hitter, dude.
Now, have you ever noticed Jim Abbott's nub before?
Pop it up on screen. Let's
is he the one? Nub. Is he the one that would throw and then slide the glove on that really quick?
Yeah. Pop a pick up.
He actually got a hit off somebody once, which is really funny.
Really?
Yeah. If you hit the ball,
come on, man, you can't give up a hit to a.
He one-armed it, dude, and he got a hit. Pop open a pic of this, Bob.
But something about that was the guy throwing him a pitch to hit or something.
It had, it's like, this motherfucker can't hit.
There it is. There's him hitting the ball right there.
Well, that's a bunt.
Look at that stroke.
Look at it. He's got his teeth clenched. Look at there.
Why is it so irritated still? Did it just happen?
It looks like a pig foot.
Yeah, it looks like his hand got cut off, and he's like, "Put me back in."
Yeah.
I'm getting through this game.
Should have been a hockey player.
Put some cortisone in and get me back out there, man.
Put that in a wide, Bob. I want to see if he actually made contact with that.
With the ball?
Yeah.
No, he actually got a hit. He got a couple of hits in his career.
He's bunting right there.
Yeah.
So he's laying down bunts and shit.
Is he bunting though, or is that the best way he can swing it? Do you know what I mean? Like, that might not be the thing. I don't know if that's a bunt. That might be his full swing.
That's a great question. Is he wearing a Mariners jersey in that pick, by the way?
He's a Brewer in this pick.
So
Brewer
he's
in that pick.
career 2 for 21.
So he
got
had
two hits.
A pitcher that can do that and the way he switched that glove on so fast is great. But even if you're a one-arm football player or something, there's got to be a list of suicides attributed to after draft day realizing that a one-armed guy got drafted and you didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Like, here's
100%.
home and you go, how the fuck did I not make it?
I know.
500 guys were drafted.
I know.
One of them's got no arm.
And then it's you.
I suck.
That's a hard look in the mirror the next morning, and you're like, all right, I shouldn't be doing this anymore.
Yeah, sports like confidence deflating is. I'm from Philly, so Ben Simmons is the funniest thing of watching something like that.
Oh,
Just
God.
a person's Carson Wentz too.
Yeah.
Just the confidence being sucked out of their body and never coming back.
Ever
It's
again.
wild.
You ever fucked a girl with no legs by any chance?
No, I fucked a girl with. She was a burn victim between her legs, which was odd.
Whoa.
Yeah. She told me a little late in the game. I think at Zipper, she let me know that, and it was like, it was like Freddy Krueger cheeks between her legs.
Holy
I don't know how
shit.
that happened. It was like right there only too. It's like she rode like she rode Ghost Rider's motorcycle or something. It was just.
Anytime
She
there's
goes, I'm going to ride this horse. That's a fire.
yeah, anytime there's a preamble before you're about to bang, it's probably a good idea just to walk away from that shit.
Wow. Now,
I think it was at Zipper. It was already at Zipper. I think I was like, she goes, oh, by the way, you really can't be like, what's that? Slide the pants back up.
the obvious follow-up is, did you fuck her after that?
No, I think I was able to get around that, like going all the way there, but fooled around a little.
Well, it's not contagious. Burns.
It
I
is
don't
not
think.
contagious.
It's not, but was there a hole?
Yeah, it was like not on her actual like pussy area. It was just like the inner thighs. It looked like she had really bad.
Oh, I thought you
like
meant the
thigh
burn
rub.
marks. I thought you meant the hole.
No.
That would have been.
Oh, I thought her
Yeah.
whole pussy got melted off.
No. It was like just the skin from like what would you call that? Pussy pits, like armpits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pussy
labia?
pits down. No, not
like-
like where the leg meets the area.
Where
okay.
Generation X always pointed.
Sure. Okay, there you
Yes,
go.
the
yeah.
suck it bone.
Thank you. I appreciate that X down the middle. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, right there. So that was like intact. It seemed the legs though were like inner thighs, all fucked up.
Yeah, that to me
wild.
is an all anal situation. Just turn around, honey. I'm going to get this done. I can't fucking look at that.
Yeah, that'd be a tough
I wish I
one.
had that kind of confidence. I was like, she probably still feels she's doing me the favor.
Yeah, she was just like, "Hey, bro, is this cool? Are we good?"
Yeah,
Or-
it's still pussy, dude. There's still pussy in there.
Yeah, was she a fan or just a normal person?
Normal person. No, that wasn't a fan at all. She saw. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it did. It happened when I was on tour with the band Korn. So it was like a Korn fan.
Got the life.
Like for sure.
That's a fucking Corn fan right there.
Yeah.
Probably got burned in a mosh pit or
That was a
Yeah, yeah.
crack
pyrotechnic
accident.
incident.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Woodstock '99. Old Woodstock '99 injury.
My God, dude, could you imagine?
I tried to pee out a bonfire from on top of a tower.
Now, do you get a certificate of authentication with that burn wound, or how does that work? If you do it on the tour, I feel like the band should sign it or
I
something.
agree. Jonathan should have signed the pussy. At
Hey,
that
can you
point.
come fix this goddamn
yeah,
microphone,
will you fix
please?
this mic, Giorgio? It's a little loose there. That one's always tricky for us for some reason. Take your time, Giorgio. We're gonna live forever up here. What kind of flip flops you got on there? Those are nice. Pop those up on. Oh my God, are those Yeezys?
Giorgio's athletic as shit. I can
Look
already
at
tell.
that, I know.
bet Giorgio could do a backflip.
He sure could.
I know it.
He sure could. In the meantime, while your mic's getting fixed, our co-host who isn't here, he fucked a girl with no legs one time.
No legs.
Spinner, yeah.
Spinner. And
And the dream is to get her to hold on to like a fucking fan.
right.
And like
Have her turn
literally
on you.
spin.
So a buddy of ours was downstairs when all this was going on, and he heard this crashing up against the wall. And he was like, dude, should I go up there? I don't know what's going on or whatever. She had asked to take the legs off because she had fake legs and then throw them against the wall before he had sex with her. So he said it was a blast, but I don't think I could get into it.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like there's a lot to get past.
It is, yeah.
But like I said, I bring a lot to get past, so I don't know. It's probably possible. I think I'd rather do, maybe for the novelty, would you rather do no legs or just like Gumby legs?
Oh, you
Like,
mean
are there legs there?
like Freddie got fingered where you're just wailing on him with a bamboo cane or whatever?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
There's. Have you heard of floppy body syndrome? where the whole body's just
What, like
you
one of those
can't-
fainting goats?
Yeah, it's like Gumby.
Oh, she's
So
got
your
no
whole
bones.
body's like yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, and that would be a weird one too, where you're just like, all right. I mean, I
Just
guess
tie their ankles together behind your
You can
back.
do whatever you wanted to. At that point, you can hang them from the goddamn ceiling if you really wanted to get them up there.
Yeah, you put a strong enough fan under them, you can get them outside of a used car dealership.
Yeah, but it's pretty much just dead weight at that point.
Yeah, that would be. But I think the no legs. I tell you what it would depend on for me, and call it superficial. The scarring. How's this gone? Are these from birth nubs that are just rounded bottom flesh nubs?
Sure.
Or do you see does it look like the top of a tooth?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it all goes into like a dot.
Tough call on that one.
It's like little assholes at the bottom of the stumps.
But with your fan base, you had to have seen it all at this point. With Bonfire and Legion of Skanks and all that other shit.
Oh, it was funny when we went to the Gathering of the Juggalos one year to perform. We saw a girl that everyone seemed to know. I'm blanking on her name now, but she had one leg and like a fake leg. And someone came over and they go, "Hey," it was like amputee Amy or something like that.
Yeah.
They're like, how much do you weigh? And she was like 70 something pounds. And he goes, "Damn, that's light. Oh, I guess 'cause the leg. Well, anyway, nice to meet you." Like, just move on like that callously. "Oh, I guess 'cause of the leg."
And then they just walk away.
Just walk away. She's just sitting like at a bench in like the food court.
Oh,
The Fago food court.
That's great. But you guys have seen it and done it all, I'm sure, at this point. Anything that really, really shocked you?
As far as
Podcast-wise. Because it's a lot of porn stars. You guys have done a lot of fucked up shit over the years.
yeah, well, it's funny enough. Some of the most fucked up shit is on the SDR show, the Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll show I do with Ralph Sutton over Cast Digital. Like, that's like quietly got some of the craziest shit. But it's also, as I'm getting older, the one that I feel like my humor hasn't changed in the sense that so Legion of Skanks and Bonfire are both just like my humor. SDR show, it's very fun to do, but it's fun to watch me almost not age out of it, but just like have different perspectives. When I first started the show, it'd be like, porn stars are coming in here and they're going to squirt and dildo their assholes and we're going to rate who's got the best asshole or something.
Yeah.
And going in, still when I'm going in that day, I'm always like, nice. And then sometimes I feel like you get there and they're like, they go, "My dad used to beat the shit out of me. Anyway, here I go dildoing my ass." And you're like, oh, God.
Because you got a daughter.
Yeah, that's what's hitting me on it. And like I said, the show's super fun and there's still ways to make it fun. And I'm a hypocrite also in the sense that I'm going to watch the girl do this thing.
Oh, yeah.
But the story afterward, the one that made my my head hit the table is a girl came in and she was like, forget how it came up, probably me, about people like fucking feet, like putting their pussies, like actually fucking toes and feet.
Sure.
And how crazy that is. And this girl goes, "Oh," she's a porn star. She goes, "Oh, I love that. I love getting toes in my pussy." I was like, "Shut up, really?" And she was like, "Yeah, you could put, she was like, you could do that right now if you wanted to," and I was like, "Sure." So I hand sanitized my feet and put a condom on a toe. And she didn't do it. It was more theater of the mind,
Sure.
It was she put it on it, and whatever. It was a pretty debaucherous moment. And then when I was putting my shoe back on, I think my partner asked, it was like, "How long have you known you've been into toes in your pussy or whatever?" And she goes, "Well, let's see. I'm 22 now, and I've been doing this for 3 years, so probably about 3 years now." And I was like, my head just hit the table. I'm like, go call your family.
No. Call your fucking foster
stop.
parents.
Yeah, call somebody.
You got to at least be worried about athlete's pussy, right?
Oh, you'd think, right? That's got to cause something.
Yeah, a ringworm or whatever that is down
Not that
there.
she asked.
No.
Yeah.
But I tenacted my feet every day. Not that she asked, but I come prepared to toe a pussy if
And
I got it.
from what I understand, it's tough acting. So that
It's
helps.
tough acting,
Yeah.
for sure.
Ralph's been on the show before, and I don't think he's stopping anytime. I think he's going to ride that out till he's 80.
Well, he's single, and you know what I mean? He's out there in the mix. Not that he's he doesn't try to hook up with all of our fans, but he's single, childless, you know what I mean, with no interest in children or anything. So he doesn't have that perspective on that. I said it's always that.
It is.
Do you know what I mean? Because if a friend of mine shows me a girl they're hooking up with who's just a pretty girl, even young-ish looking, you know what I mean? You're like, nice, dude. And then 22 years old, and you're like, oh, you're a monster.
Because you get a D'Elia moment in your head where you're like, that's over 18, right?
Yeah, you're like, oh, I guess you can do that, but man, what are you talking about afterwards?
Well, as long as you don't go full Dane Cook and announce your engagement to somebody you've been dating for long enough to put them before 18.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
boy, that
was
rough.
a mathematical error on his part, I believe.
That one's rough. Do you know that story?
Yeah. It's like, how long has he been with the girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
They knew each other
appeared,
before.
16.
It's just always going to read bad.
Yeah,
I mean, like, let's even assume, for argument's sake, it's all above board. It's just like, it's like a dicey world to get into. Like, it's like, well, if you're in your 30s at least, and you have to tell them that it's okay in the state you're in.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you're coming under the wire on the wavering scale of this country's laws of consent.
Yeah.
You're like, did you fuck a 14-year-old? And you go, in Iowa.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh.
I had her parents'
please.
consent. They were in the room.
Yeah.
They signed
I'm not the
form.
creep.
Exactly.
Okay? The parents
it's not me.
are.
The parents are the awful people.
What do you
in
do
this
with your
thing.
nieces? Yeah.
Speaking of that, did you see somebody did a piece on the Whitakers, those people in West Virginia, the most inbred people in the world?
Oh, yeah. I just watched that.
I haven't
we did on
seen it
Skank,
yet.
Soft Wet Underbelly.
Something like
That's the thing with them. The one guy.
So the parents of these three Mongoloids are double first cousins, which means the two people that made these three children have all four of the same grandparents.
Yes. And I'm going to read you this here because I read the story this morning. It says members of West Virginia's Whitakers family would bark at people and only communicate through grunts while living in squalor, overrun with animals. And they've made this, 12-minute short film. But Jesus Christ.
But how do
dude.
you know they're not having the time of their goddamn lives out there?
You ready?
To be honest, right?
Hang on. You ready for the number of people?
Nobody's happier than fucking Mongos.
Sure.
That's the reality.
But in your mind, when you hear this, you're thinking, all right, 10 to 12 Mongos, tops. No more than that.
Now there's like 60 of them.
800.
Oh my God. 800.
In that family?
800 people named, and it's about 75 miles south of Charleston.
They're the whole neighborhood. It's kind of like the Wild and Wonderful Whites. Like
Who do
dominate
you
the
think is the HOA president there?
The one whose eyes look forward.
What do those meetings look like?
I know you tried to change the color of your shutters. Ho, 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 ho. Yeah, we have a problem here. Your grass is getting a little long, bud. And
I think maybe West Virginia just builds a fence around that area.
that short film, they gave the guy who can't talk, the one who just grunts, like a bologna sandwich. And I mean, it's almost sweet how much it's turned his life around.
I know. Bob, can you pop this up? It's in a Daily Mail UK here. They've got actual pictures in this, and this is real important.
Oh, it's rough, dude.
It is
it's
real
rough,
important to show the audience.
It's like somebody
what we're
says,
talking about.
"Yeah, I saw this fucking fat dummy the other day," and they're like, "How? What? Show me." And it's somebody in a fucking that's spilling over the side of their rascal scooter.
Even this will shock you, I think, when you see the actual pictures of these people. There we go. So yeah, pop those open, Bob, and roll through them. They're beautiful pictures.
So it seems like they're making faces, and it turns out this is just their faces.
The one in the middle is, just so you know, is the only high school graduate in the family.
Oh, wow.
There's
They're
not
pretty,
a prayer.
They're pretty excited about him. They're pretty excited about him.
No,
And
I
it's-
can't help but notice the 4-inch stream of drool coming out of his mouth.
That's
And
right.
the
And
guy-
they know what they were doing.
The guy on the
The
right looks
photographer
like
knows that.
he's fucking the other one from behind still in this photo. And pop open this guy right here.
Well,
Is
he's
there a
not
normal
one.
one?
No, that's the film producer. Oh, he does a lot of documentary stuff.
Yeah. Let's see some more pics of the. Oh God.
Was it
damn
all? Is it this
dude.
thing, the soft wet underbelly? It's this guy.
Yeah.
It's the whole page. It's
Yeah,
just
he-
like crack
didn't-
addicts.
Didn't we
junkies.
have him on the show? The guy that does soft wet underbelly,
Maybe.
like a year ago, maybe. Because
Maybe.
he does all these crazy documentaries and stuff. He's a super interesting guy.
Yeah. Pop open that pic. So there's a kid, and the kid looks relatively normal, but I'm assuming that index finger over the mouth is probably covering up some
Well, he's
shit.
basically gonna if he makes it outside of this, he's gonna be like Encino Man, right? He's gonna have to learn everything because he's not learning anything there.
Oh yeah.
If he did turn out to be normal.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah,
But
who breaks out? Who breaks out of that and just goes, "I'm changing the narrative, guys."
Yeah. I'm gonna go.
I'm going to UC. Yeah. What? I'm declaring.
I'm gonna play D1 basketball.
I'm going to miss you too, Uncle Gary. Yeah.
Well, no,
I'll
bark at
come
each
back
other.
on the holidays.
Yeah. I'll
Do they
see ya.
have names if they're just communicating in grunts and barks and shit?
Yeah, they call
That's a
them.
great
If you
question.
go to that video, the actual video on Softwood Underbelly of them, you see like the one lady talks. She's willing to talk, but reluctantly. The other one, I don't think speaks at all, and she just seems angry that there's cameras there. Mm-hmm. The high school diploma guy is sitting on the thing, I think, with ripping through a sixer of Coke Heavy, and then there's the guy who just barks.
Yeah.
They're not that happy the cameras are there, but the guy there in the middle barking with the red shirt on, he's the guy. He would, if he had a tongue or whatever he's missing, he would have given the whole story. He wants to talk. He's excited. They gave him bologna sandwiches, and look, he's thrilled.
Look at those guys.
Go back to that one.
Oh,
God,
he's
there's just
thrilled.
so many fucking.
And that's it. The one on the left will talk. The one on the right there just stares, and she seems like frustrated that she's being filmed.
Even the dog is kind of wall-eyed.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, of course. They get the most inbred dog, Chihuahuas.
Well, I'm sure they fucked the dog.
Yeah,
Well, I
they
mean,
just
what's the point of
shakes.
having a goddamn dog if you're not going to fuck it?
Yeah, true.
Out in West Virginia, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
This isn't
but-
some city dog.
This is like-
this
so
is some
this
country
is-
butt fuck dog.
This one's really sad. I really enjoyed the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia. I thought that was hilarious because they're just a bunch of fucking pillheads scamming the government.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
Me neither.
Because that's what I do, right?
Yeah.
I just do it at a much higher level. But you can't judge. This is fucking horrible.
No, I found them entertaining, and I feel like
Especially
they're
Jesco. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
It's
but I
fucking
feel like there's
hilarious.
also the proper, maybe not enough, but a proper amount of eyes on them.
And they're all pointed in generally the right direction. Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying, though, as
Yeah,
far
yeah.
as I go, there's enough eyes on them that it's like, I don't know, they're not going to do anything like disastrous.
Oh,
I don't
no,
think.
no,
This
no,
family is like 800 of them. This thing is
800,
like-
and they named the
that
town.
might cause a problem.
Yeah, they named the town Odd, ODD.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool, man, I guess.
Is it an acronym for something?
I don't know, but if the Koresh thing went down, is there a possibility that the government could just get in there and
Well,
kind of
they're all
light 'em all
outdoors.
up?
So
Other
I don't
dudes'
know.
dicks.
Yeah. They're all outdoors.
ODD.
Why not send those guys over to Ukraine? Instead of shipping over money, just put them on the front lines and see what happens.
Well, I think
Let them loose.
The Polish would get jealous that there are smarter people in the area. So, it's a delicate dance out there.
But that could be a nice contribution where it's like, hey, we're going to give you 800 soldiers. Here they are. And then boom, they get off, and then you let them run loose.
and they're all like dressed like that fucking Raiders fan
Yeah.
with the spiky fucking shoulder pads. And
The problem is by the time they get to the front line, they've already eaten half of each other.
it's like, did you guys have legs when you got here, or what happened?
Uncle Heathcliff needed them.
The fact that this is still going on in America, though, is bananas.
I love it.
I couldn't believe it when I read this article this morning. I was like, is this fucking real?
When everybody talking about how they want to get off grid, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's what
Yeah.
it looks like.
What's
so
the
maybe
so-
stay on the grid a little bit.
What's the solution? And there's multiple perspectives there. What's the solution for them? What's the solution for the people surrounding them? Like, do you just let them fade out and keep fucking each other? Or is it
think
something that's a
you-
problem in society?
I think you got to build a wall around them. And I think and just let them go, and then whatever happens, happens.
Put a bunch of ring cameras in there, obviously.
Human
Right.
terrarium.
Yeah. I mean,
And then
if-
whatever revenue is generated from the ring cameras, you just do airdrops of like just raw meat.
Yeah. Where's
Right.
Jake Paul and Logan Paul on this?
Yeah,
This
you
seemed
would
to be
think
their old game, wasn't
Doing
it?
a selfie
Well,
with
Throw
these
a
guys.
couple
They're gonna-
throw a couple cameras up there.
if anybody's going to
Smash
monetize
cuts?
them, dude, it's going to be them.
Wait,
you know?
where's that bum fights guy? He would do it.
He's out now. There was a lot of lawsuits against Homeboy. And,
why?
he's out of the game these days.
That was a mutually beneficial situation.
I thought so, but some states it's not legal to fight in the streets like that. So
Just go to a state where there are like Texas or Montana where there are mutual combat laws.
I agree, but that whole run of videos in the early 2000s, and they used to be on Comedy Central late at night. That was
Really? Would they put them on late?
Yeah, well, that was the infomercial. Remember?
Oh, right,
And it was
right,
like
yeah,
bum
yeah.
fights, and then Joe,
I had them all.
Joe Francis's videos. The
Girls Gone Wild.
had all of those, right?
Yeah.
And then both of those owners just kind of disappeared quietly. Joe Francis disappeared. The
Well, this
rumor
wasn't that quiet.
Well, the rumor was one of the fathers of one of the chicks was in the mafia, tied him up, raped him, and it's all on video somewhere. And if he ever came out again, they would release the
He was a
video.
big Pulp
No,
Fiction
no, no,
fan.
no, no.
Was that
You
not
could
true?
You could watch that currently right now, him getting butt fucked with a thing.
Shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
It's online for sure somewhere. It's,
Well,
We searched for it.
We gotta find that.
because they did a doc on it. And we were talking about it
Yeah.
on another show.
it may be scrubbed, but there was a time where you could see. I think in that in the documentary, they almost show you a part of it. Too.
Yeah,
it's out there.
They got close, and I
the
didn't
guy
know.
just did it. I mean, he put it out one day of him. Yeah, he's like butt fucking him with a dildo.
I'm sure it's on Live
Shit.
Leak.
Yeah, try
it's
to
anywhere.
find that, Bob. That'd be great to see.
Try not to get us
just
on a
for-
fucking FBI watch list.
Well,
if you could help it.
if we are, we are. Obviously, I don't really care about that. But after that sitch, he kind of disappeared and he didn't do anything anymore. Bum fights guy, I don't know where he's at. The last time
Joe
I
Francis like, beats
saw
up his
him-
wife in Mexico now.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is, right? Cabo, I think he's down
He
there.
he moved to his own resort that he had down there.
He did, yeah.
It's
And
still a functioning resort. He just lives there also.
100%. And all the celebrities go down there still.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston, all those guys are still going
Because
down there.
she wants to go down there and beat somebody too, right?
Well, it's Cabo. It's still beautiful, you know? It's like Epstein Island. I'm sure it was beautiful when you were there. You know,
It's
whether
funny
or
to find
not you were...
Jennifer Aniston's doing hostel-like vacations.
Just
where she's
beating the
just like,
Christ out
yeah.
of people.
She goes, I want to pay to make earmuffs out of some guy's nipples, some Romanian
What's the point of
tourist.
being rich if you're not going to use that wealth to be able to murder people with impunity?
I
You know what
agree,
mean?
but somebody as hot as Aniston, there's a reason why she's still single.
Oh, yeah.
There's something crazy there.
The murders, yeah.
Yeah, we
or she
just
like
don't
strangles
know.
cats or something.
Fucking smashes mice with her feet. I'm not really sure, but whatever it is.
Well, age smacked her eventually, too. It is. She's still hot,
She's still hot.
obviously.
She's
But I
still
mean,
hot.
like, it is all of our childhood celebrities are going to have our showing age now. Nothing you can do about it.
I don't know.
know.
That toddler blood seems to be pretty effective.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good. I mean, Salma Hayek,
Yeah.
still
My
crazy
God.
hot. But
Latino.
absolutely. But there's also, like, what you're going to see when she walks out of the shower in the morning isn't what you're seeing in, like, Us Weekly magazine. Do you know what I mean?
I
You're going
think
to see.
it's-
You're going
but
to see.
it's close enough. If you're in your 50s, 'cause she's in her
Absolutely.
50s.
Absolutely close enough.
So
I'm
it's-
just saying it's funny to see time just do
I
its
know.
thing no matter what.
I
I was
know.
going to say you can't airbrush real life, but that is why Jesus invented booze, actually.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that does.
Yeah.
When everything gets hazy,
It
that looks
smooths out
exactly
those lines,
like
the ultimate filter.
Who was your go-to growing up? Who was the childhood celebrity for you?
The girl, the female celebrity?
Yeah.
Oh, Pam Anderson. It's as hacky as it was as soon as she came in. And early in the game, I kind of went back like to Alyssa Milano.
That was mine. That was mine.
I went back to now. It turns
Wait,
out
which
she would
Alyssa
hate everything
Milano
I
as a
am.
14-year-old?
Oh my-
She would
everything.
hate me so much, Alyssa Milano.
Oh my God! Every single
I mean,
thing
she hates
about
being
me.
alive, so
She's angry.
nobody complains that much if they enjoy life.
Oh, I met her at the Philadelphia car show. You know, when you pay to get like a autograph or whatever.
Yeah.
The autograph line. Same thing with Pam Anderson. God bless her. I handed her. I didn't realize how weird this was at the time. I was like 13 or 14 maybe, and waiting in that line after I watched her do like a Q&A thing. That I don't remember why, but I think that ended quick. I think people were like kind of like asking stuff. It's like Philly. You know what I mean? So I think they were asking things where they were like, okay, so we'll do the autograph signing now. And what she must have thought, I just handed her an open Playboy to like 2 pictures of her own pussy at 13 years old. And she was like, oh, okay, like, how did you get this? And I was like, had it. Just a little fat kid. I had it. And she's like, all right. And she like signed it and gave it back.
Do you still have it?
No.
Oh God, that would have been
I
great.
got new friend bullied, essentially. It's like the quiet, subtle bullying of like somebody at school was like, dude, let me hold that for a minute. And I was like, well, I need it back. You know, it's my signed copy. He goes, let me just, I don't know why they wanted to hang on though. It's Playboy. It was like already we had porn magazines and stuff.
Sure.
But someone borrowed it and then it was one of those like, oh, dude, got damaged. It's
Sorry,
one of those things
man.
you can't, yeah. And you're like, oh,
No, somebody's got that autograph and they're selling it on eBay.
for sure.
That OG Pam Anderson, because I watched.
But Tool Time, that's what I'm saying. Where I got into
Yes,
her
yeah.
was like real, like OG. Before I think she had fake boobs and all that stuff. It was maybe she had fake boobs, but
not as
much smaller.
big,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then what happened was what ruined her for me was when she got popular and became like the Pam Anderson everybody knows, the super blonde, whatever. Still looked stunning. The problem with her for me was I could watch 800 girls who look exactly like her fucking in pornography. Every girl just became Pam Anderson in porn.
She was the go-to, and then everybody copied it.
Yep.
And then after that, then it's
That's what I'm saying. That's why Jenna Jameson, I think, was so popular. She was like
Correct.
Pam Anderson that you could watch fuck.
yeah, over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And then it kind of switched in the 2000s with the Kardashians, and then it was about fat asses.
Yeah.
And so it switched.
And now it's slowly, I feel like, going like back. I don't know if like the bodacious, because a lot of those girls are taking those things out now. Except did you see Bad Baby might have gotten ass implants?
No way.
Poor girl. She
Can we pull it up?
She did have a narrow ass, but I don't know if she needed implant. I'm rooting for that girl for some reason. I don't know why.
Is she the Cash Me Outside girl? Yeah. Okay. So with her, she had enormous tits at a very, very young age.
Crazy.
And there was a clock at one point pull up a picture, Bob. So
that was
the
the same
audience
thing
can
with the
see
Olsen
it.
twins.
Well, there was a running clock on a website of when she turned 18 years old.
That was the same thing with the Olsen twins.
Isn't it funny, though? That's such a telling thing. The Olsen twins countdown is funny because they were like cute, like little kids. Do you know what I mean? And everyone's like waiting for them to become, which they also became like odd looking adults. But like Bad Baby, like the countdown for her, while gross and horrible to do, she had a woman's body. When they showed the pictures of her after the Dr. Phil thing, when she got sort of famous, at like 16 years old, you're like, this looks like a 35-year-old, like bodacious body. It was wild,
and it appeared to be real. Like it appeared she had real
those titties
tits,
are real.
Yeah.
I think she just got ass.
Let's see that ass, Bob. Pop that up on screen. Let's see this thing. Okay. I mean, that's good enough for a white girl.
Is there a before and after?
I don't know if that's even the tell. Is there something
that's
about her
not
possibly
bad.
getting
I
ass?
wouldn't have done it worse than that.
You think she got a BBL?
I think she did, yeah.
Oh, boy.
It was a thing the other day on something. Like, and it was
You
like,
know,
did
you
she
just
get
go to
one?
the gym.
She had a real narrow ass.
Yeah, there's not enough workouts in the day to build up an ass.
There
like that.
absolutely are. I know people who literally do that professionally.
Well,
you don't have to get weird shit done to your ass.
I mean,
it just takes 2
small to
years.
me, so maybe not. Maybe
yeah,
it didn't happen at all.
The one in the blue shorts though isn't bad. That'll play.
Yeah, but those like kind of loose shorts. So no.
Okay.
She might just be. That doesn't look like ass implants to me.
No, she looks all right.
Do you remember that?
Like Black China's giving her life back to God and taking out all of her implants is such a funny thing.
There's a lot of porn people doing that now too.
Oh,
like getting their implants removed and like, I'm moving on with my life. Like, all right, cool, man.
Have fun with that in your journey.
Do what you want to do.
But some of the most famous ones have tiny tits now. So kind of it's switching. Who is it? Riley Reid or?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The whole thing, like the whole thing, now jeans that are fucking high are back again.
Yep.
And like
mom jeans.
It goes
all
in
that
those
stuff.
like cycles.
And we'll be back to the 80s soon. We'll all be wearing hypercolor in about a year.
Yeah, but girls don't grow pussy hair anymore, so they're going to have to wear Merkids, or how's that work?
Bring it. No, you can grow it out. Bring it back.
Not if they've spent their fucking
lasering
20s getting lasered. You're done with
I
that.
have a bit on stage about that.
Oh, really?
Pretty intense. Yeah, I think it's a crazy decision to make. Forever pussy. Get your leg hair gone forever. Sure.
Yeah.
Of course. Your armpit hair, by all means. Pussy hair forever.
Yeah.
It's going to become a thing at some point.
I think so. It's going to come back.
It's going to look gnarly for some reason. You're just going to need it. You know what I mean? When you start
What are you going to need it
to
for?
wear like in the Thunderdome
to cover
ward
up
off
like
the towers
I don't
and
know.
shit.
Did you ever see like a super pale like? What about when you're just not 25 and like tanning like a Playboy symbol into the top of your pussy because now you have like a gunt? Do you know what I mean? And it's all like you're going a little.
You want a little.
You can
separation.
hide. You can hide some flaws with pussy hair.
Yeah,
that
you want some separation of church and state down there.
Yeah,
I understand.
So when you start like packing on a few, you just get older, and then the lips start looking like they're pursed together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want a little hair to cover that up.
This description, by the way.
I'm just speaking as a Joe average here.
Sure. You dating anybody right now?
I've had a girlfriend for like 11, 12 years now.
No
almost.
shit.
Yeah.
Not getting married, huh?
I have to get divorced still. So
there's that whole thing. We got a
guy like that.
That's our co-host.
Yeah.
He eventually bought her a place, and then he built a house on this compound. So he lives there, and then the ex-wife lives in the other house. He's got a girlfriend, but he's not divorced to the wife yet.
Yep.
And what's that over?
What do you mean?
Why won't you get a divorce?
It's just taking forever. It's just the only time that we ever argued over the last something year. Like, everything was pretty fine with the split up, unless we talk about getting a divorce. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's just dragged. That's all.
And the current girlfriend doesn't mind it?
I shouldn't love it, but I mean, like, no, everyone's like cool, which is a good thing. You know what I mean? It's just taking forever.
Maybe that's the way to live your life, because Jared's super happy.
Yeah.
Garth Brooks does it as well. He's in the ultimate cucking situation. So he was married before, gets divorced, marries Trisha Yearwood, another huge famous country star, builds a house for the ex-wife and the new husband that's beneath them down the hill, and then they live there, and then the families kind of hang out.
That's technically a cuck queen, though.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, if it's the woman that's the cuck. It's a cuck queen.
But I guess the question would be,
I don't want my family that close. Like,
yeah, but would
I
you?
want to do weird stuff and not have to think about them.
But if you had Garth Brooks' money,
Mm-hmm.
would you be the cuck for that kind of money for Garth Brooks?
No.
Because him and Trisha Year would make. I mean, they're probably worth $1 billion combined.
I guess you know what's funny? It really depends on like your life and what you want. You know what I mean? It's not that my mother, if she needed to, like couldn't live with me. Of course she could. Mm-hmm. But I'd be like, damn. Like, yeah, that's, you know what I mean? Like, of course
You got to
can
build a
live with me, but
separate
like,
wing of the house. for that
something.
shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But like,
Put a magnetic door in between the two of you.
but some people, when their life is like lends itself to not being like a problem like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Dave Smith, one of my co-hosts on Legion of Skanks, is hilarious, but he's so family like life driven. Do you know what I mean? He has
Right.
new kids now, and it's such a change from who he was when we were younger. You know, just like a pothead hanging out, you know, playing video games all day. But he's like, but so he like if he had in-laws living with him, or something, outside of like maybe they're getting along with them would become a issue.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't change his life. It's not like once in a while him and his wife are like, hey, let's have some people over and smoke pot and do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, maybe a girl will fuck us.
But at your house, there's like a greased up deaf guy running around.
No, I don't. It's so funny. I don't have a party house, nor do I want to have a party house. I just want the option to be able to do what I want to do, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Same.
and not worry about like my mom's gonna be like, "Are you having another one of those weird parties? Why is there girls with their boobs out in the yard?"
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be judged like that.
How old's your daughter now?
20, almost
Holy
21.
Shit, dude. Is she in college?
No,
Okay.
no. She went for like the one online year,
Yeah.
and then was kind of like not into it, and like which I'm fine. I told her, I'm like, thank you for not making me spend the money. You could always go back to college.
What does she want to do?
She's just more artistically driven, so I don't think she even fully knows yet. But she's gonna go to like esthetician school and do stuff like that. Pick up some like beauty stuff like that. But
Yeah,
you know, it's hard because like they all, you know, what does she want? Probably to be a makeup tutorial person on YouTube. It's probably your.
There's a lot of money in it. They certainly talk to us about it, you know, as far as our company goes. Of
Yeah.
like, hey, if you had somebody doing that, those videos make endless money,
Yeah.
and it's incredible and all that other stuff. But the wild thing to me that I was thinking about over the weekend when Dan was throwing out the first pitch was looking around the stadium, seeing the product and all that other stuff. As a comedian, to think that podcasts was the ones that got you there and did all this stuff for us.
Yeah.
It's pretty unbelievable because I don't know your backstory if you were in Hollywood trying to, you know, star in TV shows or movies or whatever.
No, not at all. I don't like acting at all. Like, I mean, it's fun. What I like is being in something when it's out. Like when it comes out and you're in it, you're like, that's cool. People are going to see it and let you know. But like the doing it that day, I'm always ready for it to be over.
Well, I know you're friends with Bert Kreischer.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
And Bert's got a huge movie coming out on Memorial Day weekend. I know I was friends with him way back in the day, like when he first moved to LA.
Sure.
And he had always wanted to do that. And to see it happen right now,
It's awesome.
this
Yeah.
late. Because, I mean, I knew him in fucking 2000.
He hates
for Christ's
Kreischer,
sakes.
huh?
No, he's got a piss.
No, I'm joking.
All these fucking shows,
This
dude.
guy
Yeah.
hates
yeah.
Bert Kreischer. Wow. Don't even bring him
Bert
up.
hasn't been on the goddamn show yet. So, no, his schedule is insane. I've chatted with him a
It's
few times.
Insane. No, and I said, you know, I appreciate like his willingness and effort to like burn at both ends at all times. You know what I mean? And even like drink like that and stuff. Like I feel like I have to. Well, again, it kind of depends on how you like celebrate yourself. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, Bert is fine to like one of his things like of relaxing to him is that like him and the family went to Italy and see a bunch of stuff. And when I'm thinking like my downtime, I'm like, can I just stay home? Like and
sleep.
just- not
Yeah.
even sleep, just like literally turn a video game on for more than 5 minutes for once. You know what I mean? And just like watch a movie or some episodes of a show I like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want to chill because the rest of it is all that.
Yeah, because I've follow him on Instagram and all that stuff, and it just looks exhausting.
So I'm saying, like in his
oh
day,
my
it's like
God.
tour, and then it's like when he's not touring, it's because he's
Podcast.
making a fucking movie.
or a movie or podcast and all that stuff. But to me, when I got out of Hollywood, because I was doing movies and all that other bullshit, I didn't know because comedy was dead at that point.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, how is this going to come back? And then you see guys like you and Kreischer and all those other guys exploding off of podcasts, and I'm sure that's only led into more money for booking for shows and stand up
it all
and all
feeds
that
each
other
other, which
stuff.
is great.
Yeah. And if it wasn't for podcasts, I don't know that any of that would have been possible over the last 8 years.
I don't know what to think. Podcast like took the place of where I started not doing well right away. It was like mailing lists and that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like getting email lists to send out if you're doing shows, like self-promotion.
Yep.
I was like so bad at it. Podcasting was great in that regard because to me it's equivalent to like doing stand-up.
Yeah.
It's like it's like, oh, we'll do this thing that's fun and funny, and then that somehow becomes like your email list. You know what I mean? Like, or the social media followers become like your email list. So I don't know what it would have been if not that, because I was never a good like self-promoter or organized business person in this at all.
Yeah.
So it is, I
now,
think without podcasting, none of it would have been possible. Yeah.
Yeah. And now you got a huge special coming out here.
I hope so.
I think it will be.
I think so. I'm
You're
happy
dropping
with
it on YouTube, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. YouTube, April 5th. It's available. I hope people just watch it and share it. And it was great. It was.
I think it's going to be
festival.
massive. We had Ari on the show when he was promoting his YouTube special as well.
Yeah.
And it ended up exploding.
Did great.
And all of
Ari
it,
produced it.
Yes.
Produced mine.
Yeah. And all of it bleeds over into everything else you're doing and bookings and everything else.
Yeah.
Why is it that most comics are going to YouTube now versus a Netflix or something like that? Because even Schultz pulled his off of Netflix.
Yeah, or Amazon Prime, I think it was. He pulled it off of. Was it Netflix?
Yeah, it was Netflix. Somebody else, though, just pulled theirs off of Amazon Prime, and I forget what it was over. I think they wanted to edit it or something. I forget who it was.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of it. Like, there's no notes. Do you know what I mean? You can give, now, apparently, there's still a thing like, I had to find out like a couple days ago. It's like, all right, first things first, or a couple weeks ago, we got to put it up privately, I guess, on YouTube and see like if YouTube does flag, because they will give like, you can't have this up here. You know, they'll demonetize
no shit.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is like some level, but I wonder if it's all kind of like, it's like, I wonder if it's going to get shit from YouTube in a week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
From now, or if it's like just going to be fine. Hopefully it's just
You
fine.
said Ari produced yours as well? I mean, if you get notes, then they're going to be way worse than what you said before, probably.
Oh, yeah.
You would think. I mean,
He was probably like, hey, go harder.
Yeah.
No, not Ari. I don't mean Ari. I'm saying notes from like YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like
yeah.
YouTube will say like, you can't.
But that's
say
just
that.
the auto flag stuff, typically, right?
Yeah.
For the because we do that sometimes for private upload. Then you see if they flag it
Just
first.
for auto tag. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, I'm sure someone can still complain and do whatever.
Well, because I pulled up your episode with Bert last night. I love watching video podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
It's just nice to have on in the background when I'm working, sending emails and all
Sure.
that stuff. So I pulled up you and Bert, and I had to actually physically dial in because it's plus 18.
Oh, yeah.
So there was a warning of it, and I didn't think you guys said anything that was that fucking crazy, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if, it probably is going to be some sort of like.
But it was a plus 18. They made you sign in from your device. You
Yeah.
had to have a YouTube account
Yeah.
to do it. And it was just to watch a fucking podcast. And I'm like,
It's too much.
too much.
It's too much.
It's too much.
But, they should have their own like.
They should have standards and practices that you can actually talk to.
Yeah,
Show the video,
or also
hey,
like
is this
I'm
gonna
fine
be a
with
fucking problem.
I'm fine with ratings. Like there should be like like mature audiences thing on my thing for the most part. Like,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. But I mean, like to have an account seems like annoying.
Yeah, so that's what it was. So I had to fill out all my shit and then watch you guys. And it was, normal podcast, nothing out of control, nobody
Yeah,
squirting on each
Bert.
other.
Yeah, like me and Bert really don't get too
I know.
down in the dirt.
I know. I was surprised to see it, but that'll lead me to the next thing because you guys built this entire empire offline. I mean, behind the YouTubes and all that other stuff. And you guys were kind of the first ones to do it. Because back in the day,
Like Legion of Skanks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because people were hitting us up and they were like, hey, man, if you guys get nuked, because we had Alex Jones on election night in 2020, height of COVID, rented out a bar downtown.
Yeah.
Sold it out. And the first Alex, hey, what's going on? Show starts, he was like, somebody give me a cowboy boot. Height of COVID, doing shoeies on stage.
Yeah.
I mean, to start the show. And we had, 300,000 people watching all that other fucking crazy shit. And then YouTube just, nuked the channel essentially after that.
Really?
Yeah, well, they just didn't. They suppressed it enough where I think it was 7 or 8 months. We didn't gain 1 subscriber or anything like that.
And it would have been huge.
Massive.
Yeah.
Same thing happened to Schultz. They just ripped that down and just took it off the thing. But for you guys, what's the one that happened to us? They said, hey, Legion of Skanks is doing this other crazy thing and blah, 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 blah. What was the determination for you guys to do that?
Just to do it ourselves? Mm-hmm. Well, it was just, as far as like starting the network, that was like Lewis and Ralph kind of starting that up, which was smart. You know what I mean? To kind of give us like a housing for it. And then if you put things behind, it's just more effort. You know, we put things behind a paywall, uncensored. So if people want to watch it like that, they can. Or you can listen to it for free with like, you know, we're not going to show everything that's on the thing. We just had our channel. We've never, ever, which I'm pretty bummed at, but something I feel like I wouldn't give a shit about, but I really do want a YouTube plaque so bad. I see so many of them. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
we don't get them either because we still have we don't have any strikes, but we have warnings.
well, that's what happens to us. We get bagged like right when you get close to whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
Almost 100%. We just got like bagged and started up our channel again.
No shit.
Yeah.
So would you get a third strike on there or something?
Something. Yeah, I think someone left. I think they left porn in. Like we watched something, and I think that it was a production mistake. It's not the end of the world, but like
Yeah.
And you know they make it semi-easy at least, like to let all of your fans know, like, hey, just swing over. Here it is now.
Yeah.
And like they do it quick, but like it's still an ordeal. But you never get the recognition of like.
Yeah, the plaque and the whole thing.
Like, my plaque, YouTube.
And there's like, 90 14-year-olds with plaques and pictures, and you're just like
lining their walls.
I know. And it's endless. Because it does help when you're able to monetize shit and, again, grow your audience because it's free and everybody's got YouTube.
Yeah. I've got limited awards and I want them.
Yeah, right? Same.
I want more awards.
Just make your own. You see that big ass trophy over there?
I made that for myself.
Both
Yeah?
of those
Oh, yeah, sure
he
did.
made for himself.
That's good.
I coached my kids' team to soccer championships and back-to-back. Well, three-peat.
Hell yeah, and you get your own.
Well, the trophy
I
they
don't mind
give
it.
you is about this size. It's the size of an iPhone.
Yeah, so the other kids don't feel bad.
Yeah, but I made a 6-footer for myself, and then I made World Cup replicas of that trophy and gave them to the kids. No lie.
That's great.
So they have them, and I've earned it. But there is a rumor that the YouTube plaque is coming.
I don't care, to be honest. I don't fuck. I mean, YouTube.
I want it.
I want it so
I want
bad.
it. I want it. What was
Well,
how did you guys get?
I won a cringe humor up and comer of the year award a zillion years ago. Mm-hmm. There was a little microphone statue. I still have somewhere. I've never been on like a list. I've never been on like the top whatever comics to watch ever on any of them. Rolling
shit.
Stone.
But
the Daily.
you guys had one of the biggest Sirius XM comedy channels of all time for years.
Oh, Bonfire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Bonfire was going great. Yeah, but we. There's no like really awards in that world. And then the other thing I just found was pretty funny. I had to send to the PR people an article that was just written. Someone just wrote a wrong thing. They kept saying that my specials produced, just like the first production of a special for Gas Digital, which is the network, our podcast. And I was like, no, it's not. That's wrong information. But the beginning of the article says, everybody, as you know, our 2023 live stand-up of the year winner, Big Jay Oakerson, has a new special coming out produced by Gas Digital. And I was like, oh, by the way, where's my award for that? I never knew I won this award. And how did I win the 2003 one? We just started 2003.
Man, you got it. Did they ship it to you? Did they end up sending it to you?
No, they just know so little about me. They got all the information wrong besides that.
It was all on Wikipedia, written by children, and you're like, oh, great.
You won our award.
Yeah, I used to own a Ford Fiesta in 1998. Yeah, that type of shit.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. So, you're half Jewish on your mom's side, huh?
Yeah, congratulations.
We should have a weird award show.
I'd like to.
Just give out kind of like senior superlatives at your high school, but make them super fucked up.
Well, look, the fucking streaming, they're streaming the SAG Awards now on YouTube.
Oh, yeah?
And they did it on Netflix's channel on YouTube. So
Really?
that's where we're headed with all of this shit. So it'll all be just streaming somewhere. And
well, then
good
the
luck finding
YouTube,
it.
the people run off of YouTube because I watch a lot of pedophile hunters.
We're big fans. That's all he wants to do.
Yeah, as soon as we sell this booze company, I'm gonna wholesale slaughter every pedophile I can fucking find.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna murder until I get my fill.
Yeah.
Which, based on my history, is gonna take a while.
Treat yourself.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
If you don't treat yourself right, who's gonna?
Who's gonna?
I went with you know the guys, like you know which ones they are. I went with Alex Rosen once on a thing.
Yeah.
I went with him once on a thing. But
How was it? I didn't get to go.
We
They
didn't-
invited us out to do some of that stuff. How was it?
We didn't. The guy that we were meeting up at Walmart never came in, and then when we saw him in his car, he hauled ass, and you can't chase him in the traffic. But it was pretty wise. I think that might have been the first time I've ever seen a person running for their life. I thought that was interesting.
Really?
Because even though we weren't gonna it probably wouldn't have been the end of his life. It wasn't gonna be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Having his picture on YouTube like that. But when the guy was running, he didn't know what the situation. He was running for his life. Like
Yeah.
he thought if he was like shit, I was talking to a kid, I'm caught clearly.
Yep.
Like he was running. It was interesting to see that. And then the next day, I tried again with them, and it was like they went to a door that was like the wrong address or something. So that's all we got.
Shit.
But I find them very interesting. But they have all moved over to Rumble because I guess they don't like
Yeah.
have as many rules.
They're a little
Wait,
loose
the
over there.
pedos? The pedos are over
No,
on Rumble?
The hunters.
The hunters.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, the
Well, they'll
hunters.
tell you it's like on YouTube. They'll be like, you can watch this here, but if you want to see it, go over on Rumble.
Sure.
Because those dads against predators guys just like fist fight. They do it so wrong.
Oh,
I mean,
dude.
depends how you look at it. I guess they do it right. But do you find this, if you're a fan of those, the issue I'm having with them, like watching them consistently anymore, is like because they were in my kind of background, like while I'm doing my shit,
Yeah.
just kind of like look up because it'd be also wildly funny shit would happen in those things. But these people, like I think 90% of them at this point, like they're screaming in the face of a retarded person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where I feel like they were going to answer if it was a 85-year-old person saying they want to hook up with them or an 8-year-old. You know what I mean? Like they're out of it. I don't know if
Maybe,
they're
yeah,
a
but I mean-
danger to society, but when plenty of times it's like a trucker who's like, whatever, like fuck those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they,
well, I mean, they're the reason that they behave that well. They're retards because they're retarded, obviously.
Yeah.
But the rest of the people, the average sentence for actual sexual assault of a minor is about 18 months, right?
Really?
For your second offense.
if you've actually
Oh yeah.
done an act.
Yeah.
It's about 18 months.
The sentencing is so light.
So
Cross country, it's like, that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So whether they're retarded or whatever, they need to die immediately. Anybody that fucks with a child should be like
No,
summarily
for sure, but
publicly
I don't know.
executed.
I don't think like a lot of the what people are calling retarded in this have any, like they were not a threat to society.
Sure,
I
but
think
a cougar doesn't know that it's a threat to society either. But if it shows up on my property, I'm going to blow its brains out.
Yeah,
of
until it
its
eats a
head.
person.
Oh, sure. But I'm saying this: the odds of a 14-year-old or whatever, an 11-year-old reaching out because they wait for them to say hi and then they engage like heavily. So it's just like again, it's not all. There's so many. I think it's a good practice what they do. I stand behind the thing. I just think they waste a lot of time on them when I watch. Where I'm like, send this guy home. Do you know what I mean? Like this guy's not like they're like he has no idea what's happening. You know what I mean? Basically.
Yeah, but I mean, still, kids are stupid.
Yeah.
No, I listen. They should be monitored much better, but I don't think I don't think a lot of them have like a pining for a child. It's a pining for any thing. I think they need help more than whatever.
Shutter Island is what they
Well, you know what'll help
a trucker who's like actively pursuing children because they're like manipulative should be killed on sight.
Yeah.
No argument.
I don't have a
there.
problem killing retards that fuck with children.
Yeah,
I don't
me
care
neither.
how
A
they end up
Shutter
there.
Island is what we need.
Yeah, we definitely need to bring back insane asylums.
Yeah.
right?
Well, I don't know what your quality of life is anyway. If you're a person who's able to just be like in a room all day, and you're retarded, just like chatting online and plotting on meeting anybody is like they're not really doing anything.
Or like that family of 800 that we showed earlier. Like just caress that place.
That's almost my question I was saying about that family. I'm like, what's the solution? Like, are they
Waco. Waco is the
you know what I mean?
solution.
They
It's
have
hard to
they have a
imagine.
right to live, but I'm like,
Yeah.
what are they doing? Like, are they really enjoying life?
It's hard to imagine they're not just raping kids there, right?
Yeah.
To be honest.
It's
Something. I mean, whenever you get
gotta
into that
Waco
world.
the place and then you burn it all down. That's pretty much it, I think.
I mean, there's definitely kid diddling happening
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
And
That's-
you don't negotiate with cancer. That's my policy on that. I don't like whether it's autonomous and making decisions or not doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're willing to do it.
Oh
Correct.
yeah.
die.
And I watched. I just finished watching that Jared Fogle doc on
Oh
on
my
Hulu.
God.
And holy shit!
Started
it
out
was
slow, but it got real sexy.
so much. Yeah, it did.
But is that something how like talk about stories that kind of like fall through the cracks? I don't know why. I thought he was in jail. Not that it was good, but I mean, how much worse it was. I thought he was like caught with pornography on his phone, like
Yeah.
child pornography on his phone.
Now, he had a whole fucking system.
Yep.
A system and like
And a manager.
was very happy to be like into talking about it when it was time. Like he was not. He was in plain sight, man. What a monster!
Watching that doc.
I can't believe that guy's still alive.
I mean, looking back
That's
on
crazy.
it, you can look at that dude and tell he's a fucking molester, right? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Just looking at him,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he definitely.
There's a lot of friends we have that look like molesters, and you're just like, look.
But it's a scary thing because when a guy loses a lot of weight, he's very excited to tuck in his shirts. But
Oh, yeah.
tucked in shirt, big sign of a pedophile.
Dude, every person who's gotten like very skinny like that after losing a couple 100 pounds, the first thing they want to do is go out and bone.
Yeah.
A lot of them cheat on their wives and all that other shit. Like,
it's new lease on life.
yes,
Sure, yeah.
and they look totally different. And they're like, holy shit, I'm thin and I'm good looking now. I'm gonna go fuck. And I was married to so and so or whatever it was, because Fogle was married.
By the way, that pretty lady who's, I mean, she looked rough now, but like the lady who was with him getting all that information from him,
Yeah.
was pretty hot at the time.
I know.
That he was with her. And it's like, so he was getting like a really, like she was interested. And
yeah.
then he dropped like the, hey, I'm on the fuck, you want to fuck kids with me?
Yeah. That's how it went, Dan.
That's a weird transition in the conversation, isn't it?
She said it was that abrupt. He
Look,
said
we
he
both-
whispered in her ear and he was like,
Yes.
these kids are really hot.
We
or
both
sexy.
really like Italian food. Do you want to fuck some kids?
Do you want to fuck some kids later, or I mean,
Seems like a weird.
Yeah.
one.
we can go to Olive Garden.
What's your favorite?
and then
What's your
fuck
favorite
kids.
movie genre? Horror. Me too.
Also, do you want to go fuck some kids later?
Yeah, he goes. Yeah, pedophilia. I was gonna say pedophilia.
Shit, that was my next thing.
We're finishing each other's child fucking
Sandwiches. Yeah. And then you keep going from there. But with Fogle, when I watched that whole thing out, it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I was like, holy shit. And the things he was saying, because Dan, you haven't watched it yet, but no lie, he walks in, he's about to interview, or he was getting interviewed by this chick who was doing a local profile on him at a middle school. So the kids start coming into the gym from the middle school to hear Jared speak and hold up the huge pants and do the whole thing. And he just leans over after the interview right into her ear and he goes, God damn, these kids are hot, aren't they? She was just like, what?
It's wild.
I mean, what? What the fuck? And then after that, because there was some level there where she was trying to make a name for herself as well, where she was just talking sexy to him or whatever. And like some of those recordings were uncomfortable.
Oh, more than uncomfortable. Yeah, I don't absolve her of weirdness in this
I don't either,
situation.
dude,
Man.
yeah.
She was like having those conversations, and he was like, when it got down to, you didn't see it? Mm-mm. It got down to him saying one day, he goes, if I ask something, will you promise not to get mad at me? And she was like, sure. And he goes, can I see your kids naked? And she's like, oh, we'll have to see. She's like, placating him, I guess. But like,
Because it's all
God
recorded.
damn.
She's recording everything that's going on.
So she has to like go with him on it, but it's really wild.
But she spent like years with him.
Years.
I mean, like
having these conversations.
It wasn't a short period, so she called immediately.
So she just made up her mind to be a fucking undercover agent.
Now the problem with that is
Sort of, yes,
The problem
yes.
with that is
Yep.
nothing that she's done, and the documentary is 80% her stuff. And this is how she was able to kind of get paid or like, have some recourse on this, which is good because it did make for a compelling thing. But nothing she did is any reason why we weren't wrong. He is only in jail for like pornography, child pornography. I don't think he's in jail for counts of abusing kids.
No, because they couldn't find
gonna
the
get out.
kids. He's going to get out in 2029. So you're
Yeah.
looking at 6
I'll
more
be there
years.
waiting for you, Jared.
with the 6-inch. Yeah, the $5 foot long.
It'll probably it's for people like that are predators, like Lance Armstrong, for example. How he
Not a predator.
did not a sexual predator, but he
Yes.
did the wrong thing, and then to cover up for it, he fucking went after everybody in his life like that
And sued him, yeah.
People like that need to suffer.
Wait, what was Lance Armstrong like?
He like destroyed people's lives,
destroyed
and
everybody's
careers
lives, yeah.
after he got caught doing steroids, or
Yeah.
to prevent himself from getting caught.
Oh, he
doing
would turn
steroids.
other people.
He sued every single person who he thought was going to turn him in, and buried him in lawsuits
like
financially.
bankrupted people, fucked up their careers, all kinds of stuff.
So they couldn't work, they couldn't live, they couldn't make any more money anymore, and it was all going to legal fees because he had so much fucking money.
That guy's got some ball. Huh?
Nailed
I'm
it.
working on my
There
jokes.
it is, huh?
Our soundboard doesn't have a rim shot in it. We do have
Do we
applause.
not? Yeah. Do you want to give that applause and then take it back? Yeah. Go ahead. Play that. There it is. Boom.
No, stop it, please.
He doesn't
no,
deserve
those
it.
ones just fly off my head.
Recorded in
too.
front of live studio
Yeah,
audience.
exactly. The audience is going nuts there for the one ball joke, the uniballer joke back there.
This is like Byron Allen show.
I know, right?
So Jay, you
the
hear
richest
about this?
motherfucker there is, I
it's
know.
Insane. So my favorite. There used to be. I don't know if there still are like Twitter or Facebook feeds that were like Byron Allen transitions from the Comics Unleashed
Yeah.
show. And my favorite, because he has to set you up for a joke that you've planned to do on the show. I never did it. I turned it down. It's so awkward looking.
Because it's scripted.
Completely.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he has to give you like a feed to tell your joke like it's a story you're telling.
Yeah, like it's a natural insert.
But it's so not natural. And Mike Vecchione has also got a special out right now. It's awesome. Hilarious comic, dear friend. He just comes back from commercial break by around. He goes, hey, welcome back to Comics Unleashed, where the comics are off the chain. Mike Vecchione, you work out? Just such a weird question, and he has to be like, dude. Well, Byron, I do work out.
Yeah.
Joke.
You got to segue into your own bit there and then complete the joke.
Bob and Tom, too, were like a radio show in the Midwest that everybody loved, and man, they were so shitty. They were so mad that I was just like, I do radio, guys. I'm like, let's just talk.
Yeah.
I don't need to like do bits, and my bits are way too dirty for this show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a podcast. It's like a morning Midwest radio. So I'm like, I can't. And then they were just mad that I wouldn't do bits, and they were just disregarded me on the show pretty much. They just didn't talk to me at all.
I'll just go hard against people and like anything that's live. Whenever I'm doing an interview that's live, just because I know I can get away with it, and I also don't care. So if they ban you or whatever,
so I would normally do that. I love especially I'm much better at confrontation on broadcasting than I am in real life. But my thing was I was not selling out the comedy club I was doing there already. It's like the promotion that the lady who ran the club got. Like there was a big deal that her local radio was Bob and Tom. So I was like, if I go in there and just shit on the thing, I don't want to fuck her thing up.
Yeah.
The annoying thing was I got in her car afterwards to go back to the hotel, and she was like, wow, you should have really given. They were really shitty to you. You should have said something about it. I was like, oh, can I go back? And then I tried to start a radio war with them, and no one cared.
Yeah, nobody
like,
gave a shit. They were like, who
well,
are
our
those guys?
fans especially are like, who? Bob and Tom.
Yeah, I don't live there.
Yeah,
If you
I'm
don't
not
live
sure
in
there's
that
a lot
city.
of crossover in those two audiences.
Yeah.
No, but if you go on one of those or one of those local stations for like a city where it's live, like the 5 o'clock news,
And there's
all
two
that
dicks
shit.
that always have the same. That one guy has a strip club DJ voice. It's God, what the fuck is that bullshit?
I don't know, but my favorite was I did an interview in Knoxville, Tennessee, and it was with Roddy Piper.
Nice.
And it was he died a week later, so it was his last interview ever. So we picked him up at the hotel, and I didn't know I was doing it with him. I had no idea. They're just like, hey, there's another celebrity guest that's going to come, and you guys are going to do it together or whatever. I see this guy kind of hobbling down to the car, and he looks really hard. I was like, oh, shit, is that Roddy Piper? And he goes, yeah, that's him. And I'm like, fuck, dude, I love him. Like, this is awesome. So he gets in the back of the car. He's got the leather jacket on, the whole shit.
yeah.
Like, he's still the dude, right? And he goes, hey, kid, nice to meet you. I'm Roddy. I was like, sorry, man, it's shoulder surgery. Got to get the engines going. Opens up a bottle of Vicodin. And I was like, hey, man, you slide one of the big guys' way here. We'll do this interview together. And he goes, how crazy do you get on these goddamn things? And I go, as crazy as you want. So we just went for it and started hitting on this fucking anchor live on air. And there's nowhere to go because you're live.
Sure.
And those I enjoy more than anything because you can't stop it. And they're so flustered, they have nowhere to go with it.
I know. It's why I'm intrigued so much, but it's why I love Impractical Jokers and stuff like that. It's so weird. I have
The
such a
awkwardness is so delicious, is it
Yes.
not? Oh my god!
I love to watch it, but
Yeah.
it's why I'm intrigued by that. Jackass. It's like the kind of comedy that I don't feel I have any notes on because I can't do it, and it's that fucking with the unsuspecting. I had such a plan going on some show. It's funny. I think Mark Norman ended up did fuck with her on the air a bit.
Yeah.
But it's like a Good Morning Cleveland show or something.
Oh, so was Steve Byrne. So that was the master of it is Steve Byrne because he'll go and do these local shows and just fuck them up.
He looks really respectable.
T.J.
as a
Miller would
human,
do it.
too.
Tom Segura.
Yeah.
used to
Well,
do it.
T.J. Miller, you look like you're about to get fucked with. Steve looks like a guy who's there for
Yeah.
a fucking job interview.
Yeah.
You know
Correct.
what I mean?
And you're not expecting what he's going to do, but there's clips of it online, and it is Good Morning Cleveland specifically.
Yeah.
And they would just fuck with them endlessly, but they also loved it because it got those clips would go viral, and everybody wanted to go on that Good Morning Cleveland show.
Yeah.
To try to fuck with the host.
It's funny. Well, my thing was to go, and my thing fell apart anyway. But I could have still played with her. But she was so pretty too and nice, and you just sit down, and I just I folded completely. I think I just told her that I was gonna fuck with her. It's how nervous I was to do it. But my plan was I forget who the two hosts are. It's her and another guy, and the guy's big thing is his recipes. He's a cook. And he always gives you his recipes, and we just I had written down on my phone or something 4 or 5 of these, weird names like cornflake crusted something chicken lemon piccata.
Yeah.
And I was gonna keep when she was asking me questions, I was gonna be like, yes, sweetheart, a second, David, Now, when you're making the roux for your whatever, and then like he wasn't there the day I was there, so that whole thing fell apart anyway.
Yeah, the bit
and
went
I
out
just
the window.
politely did the interview, and I was like, "Yeah, I was going to ask David a bunch of questions, but you're nice." Folded to her pretty.
No, those are my faves, and the people that do it, I know why, because like my dad used to do it back in the day. He was a local guy, and you try to move your way up the markets. So you start off in a small town, like a Peoria, Illinois, or something like that, and then you kind of work your way up market-wise.
Sure.
And they look at the numbers, and the highest he got was Nashville. And so Nashville, I think, was like 26, 27 in the nation at that time. And you can either make the jump after that to like a New York or an LA or an Atlanta or something like that, or you're kind of stuck there and that's it. But you're always trying to rope in these guests and try to do the biggest bits you can.
Sure.
So they're hoping for those bits so they can cut together their reel to send it off
the wild
to New
stuff.
York and LA.
I mean, you've seen Tracy Morgan do the
Oh, yeah.
with the one leg.
Yeah.
He starts hiding his leg. I mean, that's one of the funniest clips of all time.
It's awesome.
I lost my leg in Vietnam.
They parodied that on 30 Rock where he went on Conan and he was like, I am a stabbing robot. And he's like trying to stab Conan with a fucking kitchen knife and shit.
Yeah.
Those are the good days.
Fucking hilarious, dude. But I feel like it's at least returning, like comedy like that of like, hey, you can say whatever you want and do whatever you want because with us, we have our own network, so who gives a shit, right?
Yeah,
If you get banned somewhere, you get banned somewhere.
Yeah.
And the same with you.
Well, the point to what you said too, with the thing like fucking with the unsuspected. Like you come into a comedy club, I just feel like there's this like contract. They're like, well, you can't get mad at what I'm saying. You came into a comedy club. It's clearly.
Yeah.
I would say like if you're offended by it at a comedy club, like change your thinking just for a second. Go, it's kidding. Does that change anything what you're saying? How you feel about this? But like fucking with the unsuspected, I'm so like that's why I said the Impractical Jokers, like asking a couple.
Oh, yeah.
But hey, you having a good time hanging out with your mother today? And I'm like, dude, there's no way. Like, or even if I did it, I was like, is this your mother? I'm clearly kidding. It's not your mother. It's like, I know it's not your. I'd buckle. So
It's a different skill set, and being able to do it and fuck with people like that.
Yeah, man on the street thing's never been like my type.
Me
of deal.
neither. I've always hated Billy Eichner too. So whenever he did that shit, it's like, holy
Well, when you're being
Christ.
obnoxious to people too, like it's that.
Yeah.
Like again, those guys are doing it for they're going to eventually tell you this is a joke, it's a TV show. You know what I mean? The people who really just get in the face, like, is this your stupid? Just like or was it the Boonk gang? Remember that kid?
Yeah.
Who used to just like, hey, isn't this awesome? I'm gonna go take all the food from behind a KFC and then go outside and kick over a guy's like little woodworkings display thing. And you're like, what a jerk off.
Where's the joke exactly?
Yeah, why are people excited about
That
this?
one you did with Sal, though, I thought he was going to get fucked up. Was it Sal or Brian that?
Q. When
yeah.
I had to say that no one paid.
Yeah, so Q was set up outside of I think it was a metal show, right?
Yeah.
And then he was taking $5 for everybody to get in, and then he announced over the loudspeaker like, "Hey, there was some guy collecting money, but we
It's a free show."
For this. So he had to go back and give everybody their money back, and they just gave him a big bucket full of quarters.
Change, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Bag full of
I thought he
change.
was going to get fucked up because metal crowds are actually. You don't see a whole lot of fights break out and stuff like that. People fall down the pit, you help them up. That's kind of the rule there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to keep their to keep their fourth wall up, I gotta say, like I was in the situation, I was like, is this gonna not go well? Or are most people gonna be like, I guess, well, fuck that guy, I guess, but like whatever, like not even think about it anymore. Like, oh, really? I gave that guy $5. Fuck him. If I see him again, maybe. And the thing is, I did point him out, but like I was surprised when people went over there and kind of like put like hands on him, at least in just like spinning him around, like, hey man, like give me back my money, like that. And I was like, oh wow, it did work.
Yeah, it did work. And look, they're still doing it today.
Yeah. Well, there was a nervous thing. So it was the knitting factory in New York City and stuff. So when I went out there, am I wearing a security shirt or a knitting factory shirt or something, right? I think
something like that. Yeah,
I think it's got some sort of like thing which was misleading. That's why I think the reason I think it probably didn't become like an actual him getting hit or attacked. And this was what I was worried about, was just location where we were. People, I heard them in the audience going stage like, why is Big J like doing the thing? And then when I came out and said like, I think if the guy, if they said is still here, and that's people, like, you can see people up front going like, this is like a bit.
I don't know how,
but
they
everyone's not in on it. You know, it's like these people just kind of noticed that if I was in on it, they go, something's happening here, and that's the worry.
We had Murr on about a year ago, and I don't know how they still are able to do anything in New York. Like They're
so famous
Who doesn't
now.
recognize it?
Yeah.
It's got to be like what they do. I know because like my girlfriend like worked on it for a little bit, and doing that job, like you almost, especially outdoor stuff, they said like you have to keep an eye on people walking up to the situation, because like if they know what's going on, like they have teams of people, they run over to them and be like, hey, we're filming the show right now, but like just go the other way and don't stare at them and like whatever. Or if somebody walks up and you feel that they're recognizing them, that they're going to do the trick on, they try to get them out of there. They said they really made a promise in the beginning of that show to like not fake this at all.
No
what I
shit.
mean? Which I think is great. I think it was, which by the way, probably costs a lot of money of like failure. You know what I mean? Like of not working, and people.
Those are brutal.
If they do realize in the middle, you can even see at this point now. Sometimes I think one of the last weeks I watched on the newer season, I think 2 of them in the sketch, like they just used it as the bit, like got recognized while they were trying to do. It was like to try to fall in love or something. Like you're supposed to, they like forced to meet cute. Where it's like they're supposed to drop oranges, and when the girl helps, like you stare at them and have to say something like crazy. And both 2 of them were like, "Oh, this is impractical." You know what I mean? He was like, "Oh."
Yeah. I asked Ashton Kutcher years and years ago about punks, and I was like, anybody ever not make the air? And he goes, yeah, a bunch of them. And he goes, sometimes it's like a $250,000 setup for this bit. And then the people go ballistic or whatever, and they won't sign the release forms. And he's like, that money is spent and gone at that point. Same with Impractical Jokers.
Yeah, a lot of people don't sign my girlfriend said on the show too, you'd be surprised how many people, because when it happens, especially when it's harmless, you know what I mean? It's nothing to you. It's like they looked stupid or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, anyway, you were a part of this thing. Like, would you sign this so you could be on? And they're like, I don't want to be on this show. Like, I don't want to be my face on TV. I'm like, really?
And it's
what a weird thing in this world today.
Yeah, no shit.
I know, but there's like a little team that scrambles around to get these release forms signed immediately.
Don't want to think.
Quick. Yep. Yeah.
You don't want to give them time to think for sure.
Nope.
And a lot of times, if it's certain things, they're happy that it's over. Well, that was more like, I couldn't believe they ever got the releases for that Scare Tactics show. That show was
Me
insane.
neither, dude. Holy shit.
I think they actually like. I met one of the guys, like the old man who used to be on it a lot, as like one of the prankers on that show, and he was like a stunt driver, and he was like everything on that show. And I think I asked him at an airport one time. I was like, "Why is the show not on anymore?" He goes, "Costs a lot of money, man." He goes, and I was like, well, how do you get people? Why are you guys not sued a ton? And he says part of the background check, when someone goes, hey, get my friend, you got to nail my friend. It's going to be great. They look into your friend and see like if they are first things first litigious.
Yeah.
So like if they have like lawsuits against like dumb, like I'm suing this company for that and this shoe company, they're like, nah, man. They're like, we're not going to. They said they won't do it. It's got to see if you have like a history of like lawsuits and shit. They're like, no
That's
way.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
Because they pushed it. I mean, some people thought they were gonna. That's why the show was so interesting.
I think we need to bring back the game.
Yeah.
Just totally fucking ruin somebody, man. That shit's hilarious.
I wonder why there's no actual
TV show?
No real trouble behind. Do you remember that guy Darren something who was doing Darren Brown? That was doing like crazy like social experiments, and the one was The Push. It might still be on Netflix.
Oh, the guy that walks through bodybuilding places and fucking runs into people and shit. What do you?
No. This guy would do like high-level social experiments, and one was called The Push, and it was essentially, would you push somebody off this roof if they put you in a position where like you're probably going to be in trouble if this person does, lives.
Oh
No
my god!
shit.
I don't know.
I've never heard of this.
And like see if you can find that on the thing at all. But if you
Darren Brown.
if you like
Push to the edge is what it's called.
Do they have the video of it?
three people
Push them
of
off.
like 10 did it, and the guy just like he's harnessed and hung the thing, but they believed they pushed a person off, and then they're like, oh wow, can you believe you did that? And they're like, yeah, pretty crazy, huh? Like their mind's like, I just I remember it reminded me of when I was younger, my girlfriend when I was like 17 or 18, her sister like called me one day. Her sister was like a year older than me maybe. Mm-hmm. And she was like, she laid it on me. She was like, hey, I've wanted to hook up with you for a while or something like that. Like throwing it. Very cute. You know what I mean? And I was like, Shit, like, yeah,
Let's go.
Come over to my apartment. Okay, I came over to the apartment.
Chris Hansen pops out.
No. April Fools. And her boyfriend's there. My ex-girlfriend, who at the time, my girlfriend at the time, calls, and they're all like, they got you. And I'm like, is everyone just like, I came here to fuck your sister for sure. And everyone's just like, I don't know why I just went on there like, April Fools, you idiot. I'm like, this is crazy.
It would have been awesome if they would have let you fuck her and then they come into the room afterwards.
Right when you
Piece of
come.
shit, yeah.
You piece of shit, you fucker.
Oh, you cream pied her, dude. Come on.
Shit. Show the cream pie.
They scoop
Show
it
the
out,
cream
slap
pie.
you in the face.
No one had a problem. That's the same thing when they were like, he goes, oh man, so this has been a social, everything's been set up. That person really didn't like get sick down, whatever the things were. That
Yeah.
And they're like, oh man, all right. It's like they're still having the adrenaline of like, I just thought I killed a guy.
Yeah.
Like to save my own life.
gotta
It's a
think-
matter of like 2 hours.
What
They can
show?
get-
What channel is it on? Did you find it?
It's on Netflix.
Netflix.
Somebody,
Oh, no shit.
somebody needs to follow up with these people because I think if you get that close, as someone has murdered people before, if you walk up to that line and think you've done it, I think you're going to want to scratch that itch after. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Like, I bet those 3 out of 10 people probably turned into a fucking
The
serial killer.
exhilaration of it, you think?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. There's nothing more thrilling in life than having somebody trying to ruin or kill you and then taking them out. I got to be honest.
Sure, but I mean, like, thrill killing though is like that's like there's something on World Star Hip Hop today where it's just a guy pulls out a knife and there's a homeless guy sleeping like under a blanket and he just hauls off on him, just starts stabbing. And you're almost like it's like a thing where it's like a guy going, "Can I do this?"
Yeah.
There was somebody walks up. Was it Chicago? We showed that clip where the dude just
St. Louis.
Yeah, St. Louis blasting him right in the head. This homeless guy sitting in the street.
Just for no reason.
Just walked away. Just walked away. Totally
Just
calm.
see if they can.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're big Christian Bale fans.
Could be.
That's
you know?
just what happens there, guys. It's St. Louis is where the gunplay reigns all day.
Sure
So,
is,
I don't-
dude.
what do
Where's
you-
Nelly right now?
Did you?
Where is Nelly?
Is that a lyric from a song?
Yeah,
Yeah, sure is.
from St. Louis.
St. Louis.
From
Lunatic.
Nelly?
From Nelly.
Nelly.
Can you have more pussy ass music and try to sound tough than that with a band-aid on
Don't
your
say that in
face?
St. Louis.
Don't say it in the loo.
I'll say it wherever the fuck I want because I can actually shoot straight.
Well, look, there's a lot of them, and they're shooting in all directions.
That's true. That's true.
I've been in those situations. I'm not terrified about that at all.
Yeah, the St. Lunatic shooting at you is probably you have to weave that like Catherine Zeta-Jones through those lasers. Yeah.
just side to side. We're just.
They're
like,
coming from all
right,
angles.
yeah.
There's midgets with Phantom of the Opera masks on and guys with
great.
dreadlocks.
There's a bunch. I know you're friends with a ton of stand-up comedians, and there's this clip that went viral a few weeks ago I wanted to ask you about. There was a comedian who just started their show, and he's in the middle of his first joke, and then he pretends to trip off stage. It is one of the most violent falls I've ever seen, and it clearly was a bit.
The Chicago guy, he says, I don't think something is gay. I don't think strap-on is gay, and he falls off the stage.
But like like an ambulance came and the whole shit,
Did
and then
they?
they got him out of there. He was down on the ground for. I mean, the video was like maybe 10 or 12 minutes that I watched.
So was it like an Andy Kaufman thing, or did he fuck the bit up and hurt himself?
That's a long. Maybe it's not the same thing we're talking about.
That's what I wanted to ask you about. Was it a bit, or did he, genuinely fall off the stage and hurt himself? Because if it was a bit, I was extremely jealous because I laughed forever, and I might have just been laughing at a guy who knocked himself unconscious, but I'm not sure.
Can you bring it up to which one it is?
Yeah, look for the comedian who walked off stage during. It was his very first joke, and he's in the middle of it, and he falls violently off stage
this kid,
for no
I
reason.
think
Like
this kid this kid reached out to me. I think Chicago comedian or something.
Oh, did he?
I think it was, or he reposted that me and Bert Kreischer and the Skanks were like laughing about it on his show.
It was so.
Yeah, this kid right here.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Is this the one?
Yeah.
So it goes for. I only know like the 40-second video of him falling.
I
didn't know there was
watched the
more.
longer one.
I didn't know there was a longer one.
He goes down, and everybody at this point, like the show is stopped, and everybody's kind of concerned, and he doesn't get up.
Wait, this is the Laugh Factory?
Not
It's
sure.
Laugh
where it
Factory
is.
Chicago.
Yeah, play the video, Bob.
I mean, it is.
Like having little adventures with some
Turn it up.
freaky Chicago girls. And I've come to the realization, I've been talking to one, that I don't think pegging is necessarily that gay.
That gay. I mean, and then there's one guy.
Oh my god, dude.
It's an empty
I've
venue.
been having a lot of sexual
Yeah.
escapades. As it is,
See, what I said, it was like an open mic or something. So I don't know, but it was funny how some people. I'm such a mark, and I'm glad that I'm around a lot of cynics because the fact that was the first time maybe the 5th time I showed it to somebody, they were like, "Ah, that's fake." And I go, I never even wrapped my brain around the concept that it could be fake.
No,
I just blindly believe it.
Even if it was, this is when I was, because me and my wife were watching this video. I go, even if it was fake, right, and it was all part of the bit, to do it, complete it, and then just have a violent fall like that for one viral video. Kudos to that guy.
I respect that.
Yeah, because I don't know
It does take
who.
some oomph away from it actually happening. Because again, that was how I felt about. But everyone says is it a setup? Remember the guy?
Oh, I thought you were going to say 9/11.
No. That was an inside job. Sure, this is a setup. No, the guy. Do you ever see that video of the stand-up guy where he's going like, "You come by my seminar"? He's doing like the Asian voice to the Asian couple in the front.
No.
You should put that on.
What happened to him?
The Asian guy eventually gets up and socks him in the face. And again, I don't know if it's real. He's one of the ones I don't think it's been exposed or not. But you tell me. You tell me if you think it's real.
Check out the Asian guy, Bob.
Comedian gets punched.
Comedian gets punched. Asian.
Yeah, Asian.
Probably hashtag super racist.
What if there's like 300
hashtag
results?
Stop Asian hates?
It's
yeah,
like
exactly.
Just Asian people are assaulting people at comedy clubs. That's what they meant by stop Asian hate. Like Asians are hating on people.
Maybe.
Yeah. You got to flip it sometimes.
Yeah, you think you have to. Is this the guy right here?
Let me see.
Is this it at the
I think
Laugh
so.
House?
I think it is. Yeah.
Okay.
I started a clip on the Laugh House.
You know,
There was
she
2
gives me a
Fs.
hard time about some stuff, and she doesn't like to give me oral sex, and it's becoming an issue in our marriage. And just do anything to get out of giving me oral sex, and she comes up with all these crazy excuses. Like last night, she said, "I'm sorry, but I have a nut allergy." I'm like, "Oh, great, thanks." I married a woman who's allergic to nuts. And I said, "That's fine, honey. Let me tell you what I'm allergic to: monogamy." There you go.
Wow. Oh boy. I think it's doing his character.
Hello, my name is Don Fuck. I wish you would come to my seminar, and if you do, I can make you millionaire. Millionaire.
Oh my God.
You see, I buy a house for $2,000. I sell it for $800,000. That's more money than you people make in lifetime doing whatever the fuck you do. Come to my seminar. What's your name?
George.
George, are you having fun time?
Was.
He was. Well, thanks for busting my balls, George. You look like my brother. What you do for a living, George?
Shit.
Besides busting my balls.
Bank teller.
You're a bank teller. You know what kind of job that is? That's a loser job. That's my seminar. Let me tell you something, George. My father told me long time ago when I was just tiny dumb fuck.
Racist Matt.
You see, dumb fuck? There are 2 types of people in this world. Winners like me and losers like you. That's my seminar.
Yeah, she's Jada Pinkett, and he's Will Smith right now. He doesn't really care that much, but he's going to have to slap this dude.
Rachel, are you with George?
Yeah.
Oh, you should not be with him. You should be with me. I love you long time. Come to my seminar. Man, you're so pretty. Oh, me so horny. Me so horny.
There we go. Oh, shit.
Whoop his ass.
Get him up.
He had that one coming, probably.
Get him up.
Somebody get him. Whoa.
I mean, I never think it should
dude.
come. It should never get physical at a comedy club. But I mean, like, what was that guy doing?
It gets to a point, though, where, like, I understand it. Kudos to the small Asian man for taking on a 280 white guy.
Well, I mean, I
there.
got yanked off stage in Pennsylvania. I talk about it on the special, but like, it was crazy. Like, it never should have happened at all. It was like a.
What was it over? Crowd work?
It was it was a lady who was being a problem, and then I was like trying to like get her to, you know, like not be a problem and like be part of the crowd and enjoy herself, but she was just on that, you know. Everybody here's a racist and everyone like nonsense.
Was
shit.
it a white lady?
Yes.
Yeah, it always is,
young
right?
and young, which is usually the thing too. And she just kept kind of walking into punches, like crowd work wise. You know what I mean? 'Cause, like I was really, the whole thing was like pleading with her to like, lady, come on, like lighten up.
Yeah.
I think I just named the track that on the special too, "Lighten Up, Lady." Just like she's getting so mad over these, and she just keeps lobbing these things to me to like knock down, and then she eventually just has like hysterical fit for no reason because everyone's kind of laughing at her for being like a bitch, and then her brother walks to the stage and like there's video of that too.
No shit.
I mean, it's very brief, but you see Louis J. Gomez. Everyone thinks that Louis is the person taking me off stage. It's Lewis running across the stage to jump off stage to jump on top of the guy with me because the guy, if I didn't get my second foot, yeah, but it wasn't that. It was that the way he was pulling me, like it could have been so bad. What happened? Like because it was a 6 foot high steel stage, and I was on a stool. So he grabbed my ankle, which I didn't see coming, and he would have had me flattened out.
Oh,
he would have me flattened out, but I got my second foot down, and it was like I was able to get like towards him at least.
Did you Randy Blythe him? I think that's what it's called.
No, he wasn't on stage. He reached up. That's what I said. When he was walking up, I was like, oh, this isn't the first time I've had a thing at a comedy club. I'm like, well, this guy. I was like, I have the super high ground on like stage.
You were Ewan McGregor.
So he's either going to try
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, he was trying. I thought he's going to try to come up the stage, which is an easy thing to get him off. He's going to walk around and try to come up the stairs, which I have plenty of time. I'm like, he'll probably never even get to me, and if he does, it is what it is, And I just never. While I'm having all that rationale in my head, he just grabbed my ankles and like yanked forward. It's pretty nuts.
No shit.
Yeah.
That it's kind of been recent since that started, right? With because it happened to Chappelle.
It's recent that it's
I feel like
as recent as people pulling their phones out to film it. These are things that have happened. Like Dave Attell's had a glass thrown at him before.
Well, people would throw shit, but nobody would ever charge the stage or get up on stage or.
I don't know. Jim Jeffries got attacked on stage years ago in England.
Did he really?
Yeah.
No shit.
In England, yeah.
Was it for being Australian? They're not huge.
Sort of. I think he was calling somebody a cunt, which is like
Yeah, but which kind of
loving? Cunt? I know exactly. It's more of a loving thing coming from his mouth.
Yeah. He says cunt what 15 times.
It depends on what comes before the word cunt. Sick, mad. There's
dope ass
cunt. Yeah. There's a million ways to use it.
It's
whack, wet ass cunt.
Tell everybody where they can find your stand-up special.
It's going to be on my YouTube channel, Big Jay Oakerson. Check it out, August 5th.
April 5th?
I'm very excited. April 5th.
There you go.
August, did I say?
Wednesday.
Yeah. I sure hope I haven't been saying that everywhere. It's out Wednesday. April 5th. You can check it out, bigjcomedy.com. I'll have links to it. I'm all over the place touring, so yeah.
Sweet.
Perfect. Now's the point in the show. We get to the Drinkin' Bro of the Week, which is someone who has inspired you or helped you become the person you are today. Who would you like to give the Drinkin' Bro of the Week to?
Inspired me to become the person that I am today? There's so many people. It's a hard one to pick. You know what? He produced my special and was such a great help and amazing mentor in many ways through this. I'll give Ari Shaffir such an important. Ari Shaffir, amongst, I said not to take away from any of the people who have mentored me and done amazing things for me. Ari fought for me to get on his Comedy Central storytelling show, put me back on their radar, which then I got my special with them. And then even with this, he was just so hands-on and amazing. Yeah, so Ari Shaffir, man. Ari Shaffir's a great dude.
That's awesome. And it's awesome to see the way you guys promote each other's specials on all your Instagram and all that other stuff, because that's a new thing that didn't used to happen either. And
I think part of people are realizing, man, it's true. There is so much infighting in comedy that the more you can help each other out, I love that network. And Ari Shaffir really moving to New York. I said that from LA. Was created such a bridge for I'm doing Kill Tony tonight. I know Tony's a dear friend at this point. You know what I mean? I know these people now. I've known them my whole life just from Ari kind of bridging those two cities, New York and LA. So it's been great, and everyone's so great to each other. And then we get together for Skankfest and rage hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having me, man.
We appreciate it. Congrats on all your success, man. It's been awesome to watch. We appreciate it. For D'Anthony Holloway, Big Jay Oakerson, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin' Bros Podcast.